I needed $20 million and I needed it fast. And by fast, I needed it in 60 days. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly what happened, how I handled it, and what you can learn if you ever need to raise capital fast. Whether you're an investor, a developer, or just trying to scale, this was a masterclass in crisis management execution. Let me take you back. We had just finished a $60 million apartment building with a family office, and it went really well. Great returns, smooth operations. Naturally, I thought I'd be on to the next one, and I got ahead of myself. I put another piece of ground under contract. I'd done it in a very creative way. I was doing the zoning process while they still owned it. I was drawing plans, I was spending money, and we were well on our way. And then I got the news that the family office wasn't going to participate. The next project being bigger than the first, it was in a growth corridor, it was prime land, it was entitled, and it was ready to go. Budgets were locked in. All I really needed was 20 million in equity. The family office, they decided not to go there. Their internal strategies had changed and they were pulling out of the development altogether. No warning, we're out. That wasn't a small pivot. I was standing in front of 191 units, completely zoned, completely ready to go, and I had to close the land. I had to close the loan, waiting to turn the keys, fire up this engine, and keep my companies running. And I realized I had no fuel. I was the GC, I was completely queued up, the interest rates were there, everything was ready to go, but it was all time sensitive because I had to close on the land. We had 90 days before we really bled out. And if we didn't close, all of that work was lost. All of that money spent down the drain. In fact, the landowner would be now the owner of all my plans and they would be able to sell it to the next person, completely entitled with plans ready to go. Now here's where it gets valuable for you. I had two choices. I could let the deal die and lose all my credibility. I could build a syndication platform and raise the money myself. I chose number two. I went all in and I worked feverishly. I built a data room. I had my full business plan already done. I did the market data. It was all there, ready to go. All my rent comps, my timeline, use of funds, sources and uses, even my bank lending commitment letter uploaded. I learned how to be completely transparent online. You know, in the development world, you never share your plans with anybody because when you share your plans, somebody might do something downstream from you, affect the way you get sewer and water, might encumber some of the resources that you might use. You really hold this stuff close to your chest and you don't talk to anybody about it. But in this particular instance, I had to get transparent. I had to do it right now. I had to completely show everything to anyone that was willing to look at it. So we showed our underwriting models in the Excel format because we couldn't get the PDFs to look right. We shared our exit strategies. That showed everybody what we were committing to do. We highlighted the personal capital that I was putting into the deal that I'd already put into the deal. We got really loud. We booked podcasts, we got on webinars, we did over 200 personalized messages to accredited investors. This wasn't really just kind of a spray and pray. It was a full court press focused on building relationships. And this is the thing that I really learned. See, you can't build a relationship to get access to someone's funds overnight. You really have to be building relationships all along. Combine that with a resume that matches that you've done what you're asking them to invest in before is also very, very crucial. I got lucky in that regard because my background for the last 30 years has been building. So I was able to show that. I was able to show that I was taking my company to the next level and we were building this out. But you can really hone in on the fact that you're always needing to build relationships because you don't know when you're going to need them. And if you're waiting until this crucial moment to go out there and start building those relationships, it's a lot harder and the people feel like you're selling them. And when you're selling them, they don't like it. People shut down. If you think I'm lying, go to the mall, walk through the center court where everybody's trying to sell you a shoe shine or a case cover for your phone. You walk to the other side of the aisle. You get out of there as fast as you can. And when you're trying to raise money, it's really no different. But here's what I learned that you can avoid. Never, ever, ever rely on just one capital source. No matter how solid it seems, you want to diversify your LP base early. You want to have additional partners. Even if you don't need them, don't give all of the pie to one person because then they can back out, they can hold you hostage, they can negotiate better terms if you don't have another option. The second thing I learned is that systems really matter. If you don't have a CRM or an email platform or a pitch deck that you can send to someone within 5 minutes, you're not ready. You're not able to satisfy their needs and what they would be expecting. And you need to take the time to get all of that in place. Number 3, you have to tell a story. People invest in you, not just the IRR. And when they understand you, they understand your why, they understand what you're striving for, and they can see themselves working with someone like you. It really changes what they think because they're buying your story. They're buying your ability, and they're literally telling you with a check that they trust you. And in order to do that, they have to understand you. So my track record got their attention, but it was my personal skin in the game and the story that I was able to tell and how we'd repeated successes like this in the past was really what built the trust that got them to invest. And then urgency, it's a multiplier. We weren't desperate, but we were close. But we were creating clear, confident, and prepared messages that transferred that urgency to the other people. It also built momentum because when they saw how fervent we were in our effort to attract others and to talk with others and to move that project forward, they had FOMO to a certain degree. They were afraid that I was going to raise the money and they weren't going to be able to participate. And we've always found that momentum in our business, it creates a multiplying factor. People want to work with people that have a lot going on because they see that there's a lot of activity, and activity breeds results. It breeds additional people coming in. It brings you the kind of momentum that keeps things going forward. So did I get my $20 million, you're asking? Yes, I did. And then some. Actually, we raised $22.4 million in 81 days. We closed on the land, we locked in the subs, and we started construction within 2 weeks of funding. And those investors, well, 83% of them have reinvested with us within 18 months. See, that crisis built a foundation for our syndication arm. And since then, we've raised over $75 million. So if you're serious about real estate, if you want real lessons from the trenches, there's no theory. There's no fluff. You've just got one. If you're raising capital or scaling your deal, send this video to your partners. And if you're an investor who wants to be part of a deal with operators who actually perform under pressure, hit the link below. Join the newsletter. Let's book a call and let's talk. Because this game isn't about hype, it's about execution. And when it counts, you need to know that your partners can deliver. If you're stuck in school wondering, is this really worth it? If you're drowning in debt, sitting through classes you know you'll never use, and watching other people your age make real money, pursue real careers, and have financial success, you're not crazy for questioning the system. See, I did the same thing, and I actually walked away from college. It turned out to be one of the best and most pivotal decisions of my life. If you want to know what I did next, how I went from dropping out of college to building fire stations, watch this video next.